Okay, so I saw Superman the other day in the theaters, and I got to see the teaser trailer for the Odyssey. I'm really excited. I did not expect to see a teaser this soon. Um, I tried to look it up afterwards, and all of the teaser trailers on YouTube that came up are all AI generated. So I wanted to put this out there as a legitimate recount of what the teaser actually shows without actually putting it on screen. Um, so I've written out all of the dialogue and narration that we get. I did find a very low quality video on Twitter of the teaser so I could get all these details correct. But basically, the teaser shows a lot of vague shots, classic Nolan teaser style. Um, this time of ocean, the beach, sand, Trojan horse on the beach, some soldiers. Um, the kind of piece of a scene that we get is a conversation between Telemachus, played by Tom Holland, and John Berthal's character. Um, but first, we get this narration over some of the visuals of the ocean and everything. And the narrator says, "Darkness, Zeus's law smashed to pieces. A kingdom without a king since my master died. He knew it was an unwinnable war, and then somehow he won it." I'm assuming this comes up in dialogue at some point. I don't think it's actually narration in the movie. I think that it's part of a conversation that we're hearing as narration. That's my guess. Um, and then we hear John Berthal's voice saying, "I know nothing of Odysseus, not since Troy." And then we see Tom Holland as Telemachus talking to him. He's has tears streaming down his face. He's clearly very upset and desperate. He says, "I have to find out what happened to my father." And he asks John Berthal's character, "When did you last see him?" And he says, "Oh, interested in rumor? Huh? Gossip? Who has a story about Odysseus, huh? You?" And he's kind of addressing the other people in the room. It's not clear if they're on a ship or if they're indoors on land. I'm not totally sure. And John Berthal looks quite intimidating, as he often does in his roles. He's kind of calling out people in the crowd. You have a story, he says. And then he continues, "Some say he's richer. Some say he's poor. Some say he perished. Some say he's imprisoned. What say you?" I really like this dialogue. It sounds straight out of the Odyssey. I'm sure these lines might be directly pulled. I haven't checked, but the language sounds like it comes from the Odyssey. And then Tom Holland says, or Telemachus, seems caught by the term imprisoned, and he says, "Imprisoned?" like confused. And the last line of the trailer is John Berthal saying, "What kind of prison could hold a man like that?" He seems to admire Odysseus and is implying that he's quite powerful and difficult to tie down. And then the last visual that we get is of a man lying on a tiny boat that is at sea. He's got like a beard. It looks like maybe he's been out there for a long time. He doesn't seem to be doing well. I couldn't recognize who the actor is that's on the boat at sea, especially from the low quality Twitter video that I was rewatching it on. So that's kind of what we get in the teaser trailer. I'm a huge Nolan fan. I've been going to his movies opening weekend since The Dark Knight, so I will definitely be there opening weekend for The Odyssey. I'm not even sure if I want to watch any more trailers after this. A lot of times I like to go into his movies pretty blind. This is a little different because, similar to Oppenheimer, I'm not really worried about spoilers with this story. What I'm most interested to see is how Nolan is going to do fantasy creatures in this setting, because I don't imagine he would want to change anything about the story. When he did Batman, he changed things to be more realistic for his aesthetic of realism and grounded in reality. But this, I think, is different. I don't think that Nolan would want to change it. So I'm really curious about how the Cyclops and everything is going to look, and the goddesses, how they're going to be depicted. I'm I'm expecting a lot of practical things. Obviously, the sets are going to be practical, shot, on site. I imagine CGI will be used sparingly, so I'm interested if there's going to be some kind of animatronics, really good makeup, things like that with CGI added in to enhance. Um, I think that's mostly what I'm wanting to know, is how the kind of magical aspect of this story will be addressed. Um, I'm expecting it to be very long. Anyway, so I just wanted to make a quick video kind of reacting to this teaser. I want to know what people think. If anyone happens to see my video, please comment of things I missed, things that you're excited about, things that we know that maybe I haven't seen yet. I'm in this weird limbo where I'm not seeking out too much information, but I'm also wanting to be up to date on it. It's really a shame that there are so many AI generated things being put out there, but if you saw any of them that do not match the description that I gave, it's not real. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. I'm not even the biggest fan of the Odyssey story. I'm not a huge Greek mythology person, but maybe Christopher Nolan will make me into one. I will most likely be rereading the Odyssey this year in preparation, just so I can kind of go in with more knowledge. But yeah, so let me know what you think.